to me, this whole world of the government procurement process and the contracting and the certifications, it just seems so complicated. I keep thinking, I started the process myself back a year ago, and it's just been this ongoing sort of like, what do I do now? I don't know where to begin. And and I'm so happy. I feel so blessed that I came across you, and that you have all the expertise, but you also have, an online program, a platform where people can go and benefit and learn, and also get your consultation, which we'll get to it later into our conversation. But I wanna understand a little bit more about what you do. How do you make it happen?
Well, so one of the things that I want you to understand, not just you, but the listeners, is that it's actually not difficult to deal with the government. It's actually not difficult to want to sell to the federal government, to the local government, to the state government. It's actually easier than you realize. What happens is many times we see this gigantic elephant or whale, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to eat it? So I want you to think about that for a moment.
That was me.
How do you eat an elephant? So I'm asking you, how do you eat an elephant?
God, I mean, I would just try to, oh my God, that's such a tough question to ask, because little by little is not going to work. It's too big. So just bite the biggest part, I guess.
So here's the answer. Here's the answer, and I think your listeners will appreciate this. The answer is one morsel at a time. One morsel at a time. Because a bite is even too big. If you think about it, a bite is too big. Well, and here's why I say this. It is not complex. It is actually a lot easier. The SBA, the Small Business Administration, when they created all these rules and all these policies, they were designed for small business. Here's the downside. The downside is that small business doesn't take advantage of the small business programs. Big business does.
Yep.
And I can say that because I was one of those. In the 4 companies I used to work for, Xerox, Grainger, Aramark, Toyota, we took advantage of the small business programs. We're like, well, if the small business doesn't want it, then we'll just go get the money. Because if they don't want it, then we'll take it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where small business doesn't fully understand that it's actually easier than you realize. Because I want you to think about it from this perspective. If the policy says that anything under, let's say $1,000 or $500, depending on what part of the country you're in, let's assume that you can buy it without having to get a contract. Because immediately people think, oh, government contract. No. Let's not do that. Because think about it. Is a credit card a contract?
I mean, yes, in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they parting with their money?
Right. Yes.
Yes. Here's a different one. If they give you a purchase order, not a contract, if they give you a purchase order, is that a transaction?
It is. Yeah.
So I want you to think about this, and I know you have a calculator, so get a calculator out. Just and have your listeners do it. Listen, listeners, please get your calculator. I'm going to show you something crazy.
I love this. I have my.
If you give your calculator out, okay, check this out. Do $1,000
Okay.
times 250 working days.
That's $250,000.
So let's think about that for a moment. You are a small business. How would $250,000 have an impact on your business?
Huge impact for 90% of the businesses. That's twice the amount they make in a year.
Well, hold on a minute. I'm going to give you a crazier number. LA County has a policy that anything under $5,000 goes to small business only. LA County, that would be LA County Sheriff, LA County Fire, LA County, you name it, LA County Department. So let's do the math. Again, listeners, please do the math.
Okay.
4,950. Go ahead.
Okay, done.
Times 250.
Oh my God, that's 1.2 million.
Well, let's not get crazy, okay? Let's say, well, let's just do one transaction a week. So let's calm this down a little bit. Do the same number, 4,950
Okay.
times 52, because there are 52 weeks.
Right. That's 257,000. Wow. That's incredible.
Twice we've come up with the same number.
That's incredible. There's so much money on the table that people can go after, and they just don't know how.
Here's the crazy part. Here's the absolutely crazy part. Every half a second, the government is spending $1,600. Every half a second. Not every second, every half a second. You can try to do the math. Good luck trying to do that math, but that number is going to be in the trillions.
Wow.
In the trillions, not millions, trillions.